Jeff.
Hello, Matt Rory.
You can pet the dog. Look at this cute little bugger. Oh, I clipped right.
Whoa.
I think I might have.
What are you doing, man?
That's might be a little. I think I might have clipped right into his head. But
Okay. Well, that yeah.
Let's try this
sometimes
one.
Those rear haunches. Sometimes you want to scratch from there, get good haunches.
Let me see if I can do this.
Haunches.
Nope. Oh, you just said that's a cute. That is a cute dog model. I have to say for this. This is the DLC to the Division 2 Warlords of New York. This came out earlier this week. I've been fooling around with it, and this dog was. Oh my God, that's adorable! Holy mackerel! Somebody spent. Oh, I'm getting a call. This came out this week. This is a $30 expansion to the Division 2. This is called Warlords of New York. You are on the search for Aaron Keener.
Aaron Keener.
I always get those names mixed up.
Jason and Aaron?
Jason and Aaron. Honestly, any names that have the same number of letters, I will 100% misremember people's names and get them right with the number of letters, but totally different names.
So like Ethan?
Ethan, all that kind of stuff.
Jason, Aaron, Tyler.
Flopping around. Let's pop around real quick and let me switch a specialization real quick. If you haven't played through Division 2, some of the stuff we're going to talk about here might not make a huge amount of sense, but I want to get a new specialization. I don't think there are any new specs in this specific DLC. I think most of this is the stuff they already added into Division 2. But have you fooled around with this at all?
No, so I got back into Division 2 when this came out earlier this week, and then realized, okay, well, I want to actually finish the campaign that I never got around to finishing.
Yep, you don't get specializations until the end game,
level 30. So I'm like level 24 right now.
Good luck with that.
So they added, I think they had 3 specs when you first hit end game, and they've added more over time. I think
some of those might have even rolled out later, right? That was part of their year 1 rollout.
Yep. And I don't think they've added any new one. I could be wrong on this, but I don't think they've added any special new ones for this expansion, but I'm sure they'll add more later on. I'm only level 35. I've been taking my time through the expansion. I know a lot of people went through and got to level 40.
That's the new cap.
New cap. And one day, a lot of people were immediately straight there. This guy's
anytime they raise a level cap,
there's
people that are there to day one that business. So.
I've been pretty casual about it, but I've been having a good time with it. I really, really enjoyed Division 2 last year. I played it for like 2 months straight. And any kind of opportunity to play a little bit more Division 2 is welcome to me. Let's walk out here into the, I should probably turn off notifications, sorry about that. Let's take a look around New York City. So you played Division 1, I did not play very much because it was kind of bonkers. I remember not having a great time with it on PC. This game still looks amazing. This is a really well done game. New York City, it feels like it runs a little better than DC does because the corridors are a little tighter. Like a lot more buildings kind of built up. You're not in the big wide open spaces as much, so the frame rate.
You definitely get in some areas in DC where you're like at
really
the mall or whatever.
So we're gonna run around, probably do some activities. I'm gonna shoot some people real quick, and we're probably gonna. What I've noticed about the expansion so far is that a lot of it's not like should not expect like a full reimagining of the game. It's gonna be more of what you've been doing in the past. You're still shooting people, you're still getting loot. It's still a gear-driven shooter. They did redo the gear system pretty thoroughly to make it a little less convoluted. Because
so is that something that came out alongside this expansion, or was that stuff? Okay,
Gear 2.0 was part of this expansion.
Okay, so I had not played the game in a long time and came back to it after all those patches had gone out, and was like really pleasantly surprised with the streamlining they've done around gear and even like the skill system, like the way you would have gear with skill stuff, like, oh, you need to have a skill rating of this to equip this, and it was just
it was
too much in the base game that I played back at launch of Division 2.
I found it tremendously confusing, and I have always been a pretty casual, mostly solo player for this game. I'm gonna mark over a control point. We'll try to head down here and take some people out and get some action in here.
So what was your gear score before the expansion?
Oh God, I was World Tier 5, but I
and you were able. So are you able to get to World Tier 5 solo? Is my question.
Yes.
As someone who is about to get to a point where I'm worrying about world tiers, I guess.
I was able to get to World Tier 5. I don't know if you have to go through World Tier when you hit level 30 anymore. I think you might just go straight to level 31.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
I don't know for sure. I haven't.
Oh, right. Yeah, because of course, because they raised the cap. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to World Tier 5 mostly solo. I didn't have too much of a problem with it. I didn't play much co-op of this game. I kind of I did a little bit here and there streaming, but I've always kind of been very casual. I didn't worry about in-game builds and things like that, running through heroics and everything. World Tier 5 was a marked increase in difficulty, but I had no problems at all getting to the end game solo. It's when you start getting nitty-gritty theory crafting, build, YouTube build video kind of stuff. It's when I start to kind of, I like seeing the numbers go up, but the more work it takes to make them go up,
if that slows down, I think that's maybe one of the reasons that I've fallen off of Destiny 2 a little bit lately.
Sure. Well, hi puppy, you can't pet this puppy before she'll run away.
It's scary out here.
Yeah, it is. It's a really well done expansion so far. It seems a little light on content for the amount of dollars you're paying. I should say the Gear 2.0 is, I don't believe, required to buy the expansion.
Right.
You're just paying the base game. Yeah. Oh boy.
There you go.
Somebody dropped some gas of their own and I shot it, and now they're all dead.
I like when that happens.
Hey, it's Division 2. Welcome to New York.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the map real quick. You were curious about how big this was.
This seems smaller.
Yeah, this is definitely, I think they said about a quarter the size of DC.
Yeah. And I'm going to guess, again, it's been a long time since I've looked at Division 1, but I'm saying this seems like it is maybe not the full
map from
Division 1 map.
I would doubt it. They've kind of made sure that it's not.
That makes, I think that's sensible.
So you're looking for Aaron
this
Peter.
Fucking guy.
Yeah, he was the bad guy of Division 1. He didn't really show up in Division 2 main campaign very much.
It's like you're kind of on his trail through a lot of it. Yeah.
You're trying to kill his lieutenants. I did Javier Kajika last night. That was a very complicated fight. Each of these, I would expect these little dungeons to take about 45 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't die solo, but I came real close a couple times. They've really amped up the difficulty on some of these dungeons and raids. So I will definitely be doing some of this co-op at some point, hopefully with Giant Bomb community members. But
I really like the AI. Well, so the AI is challenging in this game.
Yeah.
I think in tactically anyway, in that they will flank you and they will do stuff that seems like sensible, in a way that made the game back at launch a little frustrating to play at times because you would just get outflanked.
Yeah.
And
what I really like about it is also that they have different. Whoa! Oh my gosh! I didn't realize there was a rope there. Good for you, buddy.
Just flying away.
That guy's my
By the
friend.
way, everyone's super now.
Yeah.
The dollar flu has given everyone superpowers, but only in New York.
Well, every faction has its own kind of fighting style. Sometimes it'll go up against big tech. The big thing about the end game of the Division 2 is that they rolled out this new
faction.
PMC, Black Tusk, who's really technologically advanced. So you have all these drones and tech all of a sudden, which really changed the game a bunch once you get to the end game. So I really do enjoy the fact that they will. Are you a bad guy? You are. Oh dear. Get up. What I have heard about the end game, and I'm not quite there yet, is that if you try to play on higher difficulties, a lot of the enemies are bullet spongy, which always felt like a complaint, but apparently it's really bad this time around if you're going for higher level. I can't. Okay, you're on fire now. So these guys will drop grenades that they try to throw at you, and they are like gas grenades. So you can shoot the gas and kill them. But as you travel through, so there are like three new main factions in New York. There's the Cleaners, the Rikers, who are ex-cons, and they'll have different levels of technology and kind of AI tactics.
I believe those are both factions from Division 1.
Okay. But yeah,
I think so.
The moment-to-moment gameplay hasn't changed too much. You're still taking cover. You're still shooting. Let's talk about the gear stuff real quick before I get into this. Little control point. So what they've basically done here is, like you said, you take away the skill tiers and just become a straight up. You have a skill tier addition on a lot of gear.
Yeah, like skill tier +1.
Skill tier +1, and what that does, if you go back to your, oh man.
Yeah,
it's
still kind of a lot.
It's a lot. So skill tier basically where I've played solo, so I use a drone and a turret for most of the game. Skill tier 1 plus 20% damage plus 70% health, and as you add more skill tiers, you get that a linear progression kind of more damage, more health, more regeneration for yourself.
So that becomes like an option for how you want to spec.
Yeah,
like if you want to spec in gear that has skill tiers on it, you're going to make your skills more powerful. But you don't have to. Like I'm opting right now as I'm playing through the old campaign still. I'm opting for like, here's armor that one of the base trait is 3,000 more armor points.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, it sounds like a lot. Let's go with that for now.
They have, so honestly, you don't really need to worry about a lot of this stuff until you get to the end game is what I hear.
Yeah.
Also, it's still kind of in a balancing, oh shit, am Am I looting or calling my allies? Okay, let's do this thing real quick. A lot of stuff, you just get more DPS, get more damage, and that's all you really need to worry about until the end game. I have not had too many major problems with difficulty so far, but again, what I'm hearing is that the end game can be kind of brutal if you're not one of the optimized specs. But the problem
that's something like you're not going to make a huge mistake there. You can always kind of respec.
Yeah, there's no like permanent choices.
And you know, you eventually unlock so many different crafting benches and things in the base game that let you respec and take traits off of weapons and apply them to different weapons and all this other stuff that it seems pretty flexible.
It's very I find the recalibration library to be a little advanced for me.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so I'm dusting this weapon and getting like 2% damage, and then when I fill this meter, I'll get the maximum eventually of 10%. I don't even want to get into it because it's not like I barely understand it, and we'll spend a ton of time explaining it poorly. But point being,
where can I find? I'm trying to find a place to shoot this flare to
right here's good.
Call my allies. I was all the way up there and just nothing happened. But yeah, the in-game stuff. It's been a really weird week because they are still definitely going through some rebalance stuff. Like there was a super weapon from the Dark Zone that everybody said was the best weapon in the game, and they nerfed it by like 50%. So it's one of those kind of games where there are going to be some adjustments in the first week. So I'm kind of glad I've been taking my time. No super hurry.
Yeah, and I've been, like I had an okay time with it back at launch, but found it tough to play alone, and I kept matchmaking for co-op and not finding other human players back at launch for whatever reason. So like I was just getting outflanked, and it was frustrating at times. So I'm playing it now, still mostly solo, because I'm matchmaking for every story mission, but it's never giving me people.
Are you on PS4 for that?
I am on PS4.
Okay. The huge problem with this game is that the clans only have like 50 people max in them, which is really stupid. So I mostly just kind of use it. I seriously played almost nothing but this game for 2 months straight in last year, and I've been enjoying getting back into it. But I kind of I find with the turret and this healer drone, I don't have too many problems with most of the overworld stuff, and I can still get through the
I've been using attack drone and the the hive grenade thing you drop as a healing item.
I find some of these skills to be really wonky, and just like there's like a seeker mine that can't go upstairs and things like that.
Some of that stuff doesn't seem like it has a ton.
But I mean,
with the way I'm playing the game, some of that stuff does not fit at all. So maybe there's someone out there that's getting a use out of every skill, but it seems like everyone talks about the turret, and I'm thinking I should probably switch to something closer to what you've got here.
Well, they really have done when this game came out, all these skills were very slow cooldown. Oh shit! Okay, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Right where I'm supposed to be.
Yes, that's something else I've noticed coming back to the game.
They've definitely made it a lot
easier.
easier.
Skill cooldowns are way lower. It's just like, pop another drone, I guess.
Yeah, they stay up a lot longer, and they are a lot easier to get.
Yeah, which is fun. I think the game is more fun. Even the base game, which is again still what I'm playing. The base game seems significantly better than it was at launch.
Yeah,
and that's cool.
They've definitely made it so you feel more powerful. You can get it's not a huge issue, but my kind of main caveat is that these specializations that you get at in-game, like a gunner, my crossbow, you don't start with any ammo at all. If you see a little orange bar next to my ammo counter here when I aim, that means every time that fills up, you get a drop of specialized ammo. So every time you switch, you basically start with or every time you load up the game, you have no ammo for your special weapons, which makes me feel like
it's like a super meter almost.
Kind of, yeah. It's like one of those things where you really break it out when a boss pops up. But okay. People should be outside here. My friend should be downstairs. I'm gonna go and join him.
Mixing it up.
I'm about to start defending this place, I think, once I kill these people off. So it's still a lot of these. The one thing I've really noticed is that there's not a huge amount of new variety.
I was gonna say, like, this is just straight up the same activity that's in base.
A lot of the things you find in the open world, kind of the random encounter stuff, is very similar to what you've done, like kidnapping or a hostage situation, supply drops. There are some NPCs that wander around that apparently give you special stuff or new missions or
I love
things like
special
that.
stuff.
But I have not actually run across those any of myself. It feels light on content, but I know there's a lot of stuff that I just haven't quite got into with the in-game and everything like that. So I've heard the campaign is like 8 to 10 hours. I'm about 5 hours in, I think, and I've gotten one of the lieutenants down.
Yeah.
Because I've really been taking my time. I just really enjoy.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the moment-to-moment shooting of this game. I really feel the shooting model is it's really good.
Yeah, I think all the enemies are still a little on the spongy side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
Oh boy,
I think it's a fun.
That's a big boy.
Like combat is enjoyable for sure.
Yeah. There.
So I always went with the attack drone because I wanted to make sure I could flush out guys that were in cover and basically like go over there and get them. Instead of the turret, which is obviously stationary.
The turret is really interesting to me because it's still up. The big heavy dudes will run straight for it and try to stomp it.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a good. To me, it's kind of a good. Oh boy, and there's a burner down there too. Getting a little.
Because the attack drone, like it will pull aggro. It will take focus away from other enemies and let you kind of like if you want to get behind a guy with a tank on his back that you're trying to blow up, like that sort of stuff. Like it enables those sorts of situations really well.
This is
like this guy, for example.
Oh boy. Okay.
On fire.
I know. I do not want to be on fire.
Oh.
Status effects are still a big problem in this game as well.
Still Christmas stuff around New York, I see.
Oh yeah, there's some really weird shit going on. Like there's you'll find like a bunch of those Nutcracker dolls inside ambulances and things like that.
I guess it kind of makes sense. Like Christmas is when everything went bad in New York, so it makes sense that even if time has passed, no one has had time to clean up the Christmas shit because they're all too busy dying or whatever.
Yeah. It's a weird, creepy kind of vibe that you get from the whole place.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a really, really pretty game, especially on PC, I find.
Yeah.
Oh shit! So I ran into an elite patrol
on top of that,
as well as the attackers. That's really good. I was wondering what happened. Okay, my leader died. That was not a. I was wondering why they weren't moving very quickly.
Yeah.
So that's probably why, I guess. Make sure I can.
I think you can bring that officer, that guy up.
He's
down there. You could
just make sure that I have actual.
Could get him.
I don't want to run right past this guy with Let me make sure. Okay, got that ammo yet? Oh boy, stop, please. This is kind of the stuff that happens though. You'll run across a mission and then somebody else will spawn right on top of you.
Yep.
Or you'll.
Things go bad in a handful of ways.
Enemies will fight each other a lot, which is really fun. I really enjoy that a bunch. Different factions will start attacking each other. You can run up and just snipe them all and get the rewards anyways. Okay, enemy leader neutralized. Oh, this guy here.
Okay, that was your incoming leader.
Yeah.
So now you are done with that mission.
Now I got it all. It's like I said, it's more Division 2. There's a bunch of stuff, a little stuff they've added for the diehards, but if you're just looking for more shooting, rootin', tootin' action, it seems on the pricey side for the offering.
Well, I guess like the question is like, will this, because they've got more plans, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of buying into year 2 of the Division 2 at this point.
They've already said seasons are coming up. They're going to have more, definitely more bounties and things like that coming along. So this is kind of, you're paying for another basic year of content. I'm assuming they have long-term plans for Division 2. Let me go get the supply drop and we'll call it a day. But yeah, long story short, more Division 2. Division 2 is one of my favorite games of last year. I'm really excited to play through this.
It's been nice for just to, and because like the start of this year has been a little on the slow side for new releases, so it's been nice to have time to actually go back to Division 2 and find that it is like noticeably improved in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
and that's been great because I liked it at launch, but just like I said, some of the systems were not explained super well, and were just a little too much. And so they've streamlined a lot of stuff really intelligently here.
Yeah, the gear
They've also done a really good job, I'll say, of when you get back into the game after not having played for a long time, they explain the changes they've made, which is huge. Because like I remembering the game from launch, like having them come back in and it's like, hey, we've redone this stuff. You need to look at this. You need to look at this. We've done this. And like, oh, that's great. Like, thank you for just help. It made it possible for me to like immediately jump back into the game and not just feel like, I don't know, I'm gonna run around and shoot stuff and maybe the numbers will make sense someday. It's like, no, all these numbers make sense now.
They've done a really good job with the gear overhaul. It's still, there's still a lot of stuff you got to think about. Like there are set bonuses, there are brand bonuses, there are Like if you have, it's tough to break down. I think my main problem is that it's tough to break down like a theoretical maximum DPS between skills and talents on weapons and things like that. It gets very complicated to theory craft. But for the most part, when I play, I just kind of like, I pick a gun. I know like assault rifles and light machine guns, and I try to find one that has a higher number. And once I get to the end game, I'll worry about that.
Yeah.
But for the moment, I'm just really having a good time running around, shoot people in the head, and that's all you can kind of ask for from a loot shooter, schluter.
For sure. Whoa.
Yeah, we don't say that word around here.
Yeah. Cool.
That's Warlords of New York. It's out now. It's still, like I said, a lot of balanced stuff going on. Bugs being fixed. So it's. I think a patch went out Friday morning. But I'm having a really good time with it. I'm looking forward to playing more. Hopefully, if you're watching this, we'll do a little community stream at some point with some co-op people on.
I think I'm gonna finish up that campaign on PS4 and then take the boost if I'm not at level 30 yet. At that point,
this is one of the best looking games on PC. It's,
totally, yeah. But I leveled up because they sent the PS4 version first, and so I was already like level 12 by the time I got my hands on the PC version, and so I just, even though I launched that one like, man, this looks way better. I mean, PS4 version looks fine.
Yeah.
It's just a little foggy in spots. It's not as sharp. Obviously, it's like the stuff that you expect from those sorts of version differences now. But I went back to PS4 and just because that's where my highest level character was, and yeah.
We'll play together on Uplay Plus at some point, Jeff. I know
Someday.
I know you're a huge fan.
Yeah.
Well, that's Warlords of New York. Thank you for joining me, Jeff.
Anytime.
We'll do more of this at some point in the future.
Cool.